The biggest stock market crash in history and how to prepare according to this guy. Today, I read an interesting article on Yahoo Finance, put out by MoneyWise and written by Jing Pan, titled, Kiyosaki warns that boomers will be the losers once the biggest crash in history comes. The author of this article said Robert Kiyosaki sees dark clouds on the horizon, and he believes when the storm hits, baby boomers will feel the brunt of it. The author said, data shows baby boomers are likely the wealthiest generation that has ever lived. Robert Kiyosaki believes the biggest crash in history is coming. Now, this next part of the article is a bit disturbing. Robert Kiyosaki said, and I'll quote, "If I were a child of a boomer, I would nudge my parents to sell their home, stocks, and bonds now while prices are high before the crash that is coming, and buy gold, silver, and Bitcoin now before your boomer mom and dad move in with you or expect you to pay for their rising healthcare or funeral costs." Here are my thoughts. I really liked Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, which came out in 1997. I thought it was a good book. With that said, I don't agree with a lot of what Robert Kiyosaki has said since then. I didn't say everything, though. He has been in the news for quite some time, warning of a crash, which hasn't come to fruition yet. People who listened to him have likely lost out on a lot of gains. While I'm really surprised by the quote that I read to you today, I don't think he should be giving blanket financial advice to everyone with boomer parents. That seems reckless to me. He doesn't fully understand their financial situations. I am also surprised he is suggesting people sell their homes. From everything that I read, I don't think we will experience a residential real estate crash again like we had back in 2008. Could we see some declines in some areas? Sure we could. Real estate is very local. I think it is more likely we could see problems in the commercial real estate market. Many of these loans need to be refinanced, and that could be difficult in this higher interest rate environment. I'd like to comment about his recommendation to buy gold, silver, and Bitcoin now. If we do see a crash like he is talking about, it is certainly possible gold, silver, and Bitcoin will drop as well. Back in 2020, when the stock market tanked, Bitcoin, gold, and silver followed it down initially. I once read this was because people had to sell their Bitcoin, gold, and silver to cover their stock market margin calls because the market dropped so rapidly. I loaded up on physical precious metals when that happened. There was just this initial drop, and then this all went back up and has done well since then. My point is, there are no guarantees that Bitcoin, gold, or silver will hold up in a crash. They could all follow the market down like they did in 2020. I don't think gold or silver will ever go to zero. With Bitcoin, who knows what will happen with that? I'm no crypto expert, and I really have no interest in ever owning it or any cryptocurrencies for that matter. All of this may be purely academic anyway. We may never see the biggest crash in history like Robert Kiyosaki is talking about. He's been talking about this type of thing for quite a while now, and it hasn't happened yet. I read some of the comments beneath this article. I'll share some of them with you. The first commenter said, unlike gold and silver, Bitcoin has no intrinsic value, and they seem to be pushing it pretty heavy. To me, it's something that could be easily manipulated or even lose its entire value overnight. Someone replied to this person and said, yes, the value of Bitcoin is based on nothing other than investor enthusiasm. The problem is, when things start to go south, people panic, and sentiment-based assets can lose a lot of value very quickly. Another commenter said, why does Moneyline continue to publish Kiyosaki's same prediction year after year? Eventually, the market will crash, and Moneyline and Kiyosaki will tout how his great prediction came true, while investors who had listened to him over the last 5 years will have left a boatload of money on the table. Someone responded to this person and said, it's the rain dance technique. If you keep dancing until it rains, then the rain dance worked. Besides, If you're in the business of selling investment vehicles and you are terrible, it helps to have some kind of celebrity to push your products to people who don't know any better. That's like advertising 101. The next commenter said, "This guy's sell has been the same for at least 2 decades now. Buy as much gold and silver as you can." Meanwhile, he owns gold and silver mines. He's done a fantastic job of making himself wealthy by scaring people into buying his products. The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, "I don't understand why I should sell my home now. If the market crashes and home prices drop, I would buy another and rent my current home. That is what I did in 2010. Well, my friends, the commenters always have interesting things to say. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. On the topic of Bitcoin, here's an interesting article. I read this on CNBC.com, written by Celia Fernandez, titled, "Cruise Line is offering an unlimited pass for $120,000, and you can pay in Bitcoin. Here's what to know." Apparently, Richard Branson's Virgin Group is launching an unlimited cruise pass for 2025 sailings with a base price of $120,000. You can hop onto any ship at any time from anywhere for an entire calendar year. The annual pass can be purchased with Bitcoin. Here are my thoughts. I think this is an interesting marketing idea. There are a lot of people who have made a ton of money with Bitcoin this year, and some might be willing to do something extravagant like this. It's kind of like those expensive shops in Vegas casinos. If people win big and have money to blow, the shops are right there. I have to wonder, what kind of people would want to just go on cruises for an entire year though? After a while, I think you would get bored or tired of the announcements over the loudspeakers. I've been on a few cruises in my life, and I got annoyed by those announcements after the first day or two. I'm curious, do you know any people who would buy an annual cruise line pass for $120,000? If you do, tell me about them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.